Hello guys, welcome to this lesson of uses of modals, should, have to, and must. Let's look what we are going to learn today. What are modal verbs? There are 11 modal verbs in English, and modal verbs carry specific meanings. Here's a table of the modal verb and their usual meanings and functions. Now let's go and look. Now you can see the 11 modal verbs are can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, ought to, have to, must, and used to. There are possibility, ability, permission, wish, future, real meaning, obligation, past habit. But let's look at should and ought to. Modal verbs. Modal verbs have no s, third person singular form or ing present participle form. Modal verbs are followed by the basic form of the main verb. Modal verbs carry the emphasis in emphatic sentences. Thus, we used modal verb in our conversation. We stress on the modal verb. Should and ought to. Should and ought to are modal verbs with similar meaning. Should and ought to are sometimes used for obligation, rules, and instructions. Let's look at some examples. You should come back to school on time every day, and you ought to follow the arrows on the floor. We've looked the should come back to school and ought to follow the arrows are some obligations, rules, or instructions. And should and ought to have no past tense forms. To express the past time, we use should or ought to add perfect tense. Let's look at examples. You should write to her. You should have written to her yesterday. To have written in past tense thus is past perfect tense. Now let's look at the forms. Positive. Subject. Modal verb, main verb. I should or ought to be happy. You should or ought to have sent them a card. We should or ought to go to bed early. He should ought to feed the animals on time. Or they should or ought to obey the library rules. Do you get it? I hope you get it. Now let's look at the negative forms. Subject, modal verb, and main verb. I should not or ought to not be so lazy. You should not or ought to not have forget to bring your books. We should not or ought to not lie to the others. He, she should not or ought to not hand his or her work late. They should not ought to not come home late. Now, if you have seen that, you know that we will change the main verb to the base verb after the modal verb. Now let's look at the question forms. Should not or shouldn't I be working now? Should not or shouldn't I have sent her a gift? Should not or shouldn't we do the washing? Should not or shouldn't he, she phone the police immediately? Should not or shouldn't they report this to Miss Lang? Now, if you have seen that, why ought to is not in question. The point is, ought to is where in question. That means we don't use ought to in questions. We just use should. Now, Next modal verb we are going to talk today is have to. What information we have? This meaning of have to is familiar with to. It means obligation. Example, let's see that. This is an important project. We have to finish it before Friday. That means we need to finish it before Friday or we're in big trouble. Forms of have to, has to, and have to. Now I'll give you 10 seconds, so easy to think which one is which form. Time's up. Now have to is present tense. Has to is past tense. Having to is continuous tense. Sentences start with have to. Examples, questions. Do I have to sign this form? Negative. We didn't have to leave early. Shortened answers means short answers. I have to catch the train. Yes, I do too. The next modal verb, must, is the last modal verb too. Must goes before a main verb, e.g. must go, means we don't use must goes, must going, must went, is wrong. Must doesn't change its form. Must has a negative form, must not. Must has no past tense form. For simple past, we use had to. That means had to and must have similar meanings. In terms of obligation, must is 100%, is stronger than should, 80% to 90%. The difference between must and should. Let's look at this chart. Must adverb. It is very important. If it is done, there will be a lot of trouble or big problem. You must lose weight, meaning you'll dangerously lose weight. Should adverb. It's quite important, but it's not essential. That means it's not stronger than must. If it isn't done, there is likely that there will be trouble, but it's not certain. That means it's really not too certain. You should lose weight, meaning you're just slightly overweight. Then you can lose it very slowly. But if must, you must lose it very quickly, or you'll be a big fatty boy. Bye bye, and this is the end of the lesson. Now please finish the Google form I gave you and ask me if you have any questions. Bye bye.